Hi, this is Rachel with Flow on Yoga, and today we're going to do a short, very gentle practice that you can do first thing in the morning, maybe right before bed. That's just going to give you a nice, gentle stretch, help lengthen the body and get you either relaxed or laying down for the night or kind of get you up and moving to get started with your day. So I'm going to do part of this sitting on my bed, but you are perfectly welcome to do this on the floor. You can do it in a chair, you can do it on the side of your bed. My bed's a little too tall to do this first part on the side because, as you can see, my feet don't quite reach the floor. But if you want to do it on the side of your bed and it's a little taller, you can always use a step stool, a couple books, some blocks, or whatever. Or you can do what I'm doing and just be right here on the edge of your bed. And whenever you're ready, find yourself a comfortable seat and let's get started. I start cross-legged or whatever seated position is comfortable for you. Go ahead and just do a quick check-in and make sure that you have a lot of length from tailbone all the way up to the crown of your head. We're sitting up tall, shoulders are relaxing down the back. Hands can be here on our knees, palms down, up, maybe hands in our lap or over here at our sides, whatever's comfortable for you. And then I invite you, if you feel comfortable, to close your eyes, not just soften your gaze. Let your eyes just relax and maybe things go out of focus a little bit. Just begin to concentrate on those inhales and exhales through the nose. Feel the chest and the belly rising on your inhales, and then falling, deflating on the exhales. Feel the expansion along the side and back of your body, through your muscles and between the ribs. That movement and maybe even that little bit of stretch that comes just through taking a deep inhale. One more deep inhale and exhale. Bring the palms together, the heart lifting the chest up towards the thumbs. Invite you now, if you have your own intention for today's practice, to either think it in your mind or even say it out loud. If not, I offer you the intention of, I am ready. I think I've done this intention before, but it's just one that I really love and so adaptable for all of us. You can fill in the blank. I am ready for blank. I am ready to whatever. I am ready to meet the new day. I am ready to relax and breathe and find peace and stillness. I am ready to rest. Just think of what are you ready to do, or what are you ready for? Just fill in that blank. And after your next exhale, go ahead and release the hands and open the eyes if you want, or you can keep your eyes closed. A lot of times I like to leave my eyes closed through all of the first sitting portion of a yoga practice. It's totally your own choice and what you feel comfortable with, but I like having my eyes closed. It just really helps me center in and focus on me and get ready to practice. But just a suggestion. So eyes open, eyes closed, whatever feels good for you. We're gonna start by, on our next exhale, dropping our right ear towards our right shoulder, taking an inhale. And then on the next exhale, bringing our chin down to our chest. Feel a nice gentle stretch through the back of our neck. And then inhale, lift the gaze. Same thing to the other side on your exhale. Left ear to left shoulder. Feel that opposite shoulder kind of relaxing down. And then on your next exhale, chin rounds down to the chest. And then inhale, lift the gaze. And then starting with right ear towards right shoulder, we're just going to take some very gentle, small neck circles. Just imagine yourself tracing a small circle in the air with the tip of your nose. And then those neck circles can get bigger if you want. if that feels good in your neck. Feeling free to pause to any space or area in the circle where it feels good, where you need the stretch or the breath or the intention. Next time your chin is down at your chest, pause for a moment and then take those circles in the opposite direction. Remembering to start out kind of small, knowing that the circle on this side may not feel exactly the same as the circle on the other side. And maybe making those circles a little bigger. The spot that I paused and my neck or my shoulder popped. So that's kind of what I'm talking about, is right here I can feel that it's tight here, and so that's a place for me where it feels appropriate to kind of pause and get that stretch and that breath to that spot in my neck that feels a little tight today. Also noticing if there's any tight, maybe the right thing to do instead of pausing is just to be very gentle there. Make sure your circle is slow as we move through those tight spaces. And once your chin's down at your chest again, pause, and on your next inhale, lift the gaze. And now we're going to do some shoulder circles. So on your inhale, lift the shoulders up towards the ears, and then exhale, round them down and back. So inhale up, exhale back and down. Inhale up, exhale back and down. Next time your shoulders come up, pause, and then we're going to exhale forward and down. So forward and down, inhale up, exhale forward, down and back. So just taking those shoulder circles in the opposite direction. And again, always feeling free to pause when and if it feels appropriate for your body. Next time your shoulders are up, we're gonna pause, take a deep, deep, deep inhale. Lift these shoulders up, 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 and then exhale, letting it go. So now we're gonna start doing some shoulder circles. We said shoulder circles. Sorry, we start doing some small hip circles. So I'm gonna start going right shoulder towards right knee, and then going clockwise. I guess is the way I'm going clockwise, so that's your counterclockwise, I think. Remember, keeping the sits bones grounded as you do these circles. Maybe making them a little bigger, if that feels okay. And then as you come around the front, pause, take it the other way, counterclockwise for me. Think clockwise if you're mirroring me. But as long as you go one way and then the other, it doesn't really matter which way you started with. Maybe growing those circles, making them a little bigger. And keeping those sits bones grounded as we move through these circles. Okay, sorry, had a kid knocking at the door, so there's a little cut there. But we're gonna move into some seated cat-cows now. So I know earlier I said you just wherever your hands feel comfortable, but now I want you to cup the knees with your hands. And on an inhale, we're gonna bring the chest forward and the gaze up. And on an exhale, we're gonna use our hands on our knees to stabilize us, and we're gonna tuck it back, our chin to our chest, feeling the shoulder blades come apart. Inhale forward, shoulder blades squeeze together, gaze is up. Exhale, chin to chest, round the spine, shoulder blades move apart. And just keep moving through those with your own breath. And always feeling free to pause, to explore a little bit with your movements. Maybe some gentle hip circles as you're doing these moves. Feels good for you. Maybe taking it a little bit from side to side, getting a little bit of a side body stretch in. Yogi's choice. Next time you're back, I want you to pause and really, really exaggerate it this time. Pull, and then inhale, bring it up. And then if you're not already on the ground or on the side of your bed, I want you to go ahead and kind of come towards the side of your bed now. You can keep your feet up if you want, but just make sure you have space on either side of you because we're gonna do a side stretch. We're gonna use the bed to assist us. So if you're like right on the edge, you're not gonna have anywhere to put your arm. So I'm gonna kind of turn this way just a little bit. I'm gonna start with our right arm down beside us, either forearm down or maybe just our hand. I'm gonna raise the left arm and then we're gonna tilt towards the right. Again, keeping our left sits bones to the opposite side of the way that we are stretching, grounded as we do this. Maybe lifting the gaze, finding a lot of space across your chest, really feeling that top shoulder pull back. Trying to keep those shoulders in a straight line so we're not rounding forward. Instead, we're open, just like this. And then exhale, bring the left arm down, right arm up. Same thing to the other side. And then bring that arm down. And then I'm gonna go ahead and dangle my feet off the side. Totally optional, you don't have to. We're gonna do a little bit of a spinal twist. So we're gonna come to the right side first. So opposite hand to your right knee. So left hand on right knee. Bring your right hand back behind you and just do a little very gentle. Remember, this is a gentle yoga. So I don't need you to be all the way facing behind you. If that feels comfortable for you, that's fine, you can, but it's okay to just do this little gentle twist. So we're trying to keep it really gentle here. Imagining we're either getting relaxed for a good night of sleep or we're getting up and maybe a little stiff from being in bed all night. So it's kind of gently waking or relaxing the body. And we're gonna exhale it and just come around to the other side. Nice gentle twist. Checking in with your breath in this twist. Make sure we're still inhaling fully and deeply and exhaling. Doing both. And your next exhale is gently come back to center, and we're gonna go ahead and stand up. And we're gonna utilize the side of the bed for some of our stretches to kind of assist us. If your bed is not the right height or that doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can use a wall, you can use a chair, or you can just do these on the floor, whatever is appropriate for you. But I'm gonna be using my bed, and it's actually a pretty good height for what we're gonna do. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start out with our feet just about hip distance apart, so kind of like we were setting up for a mountain. Except once we get there, we're going to come forward with a flat back, either forearms down or maybe extending the arms, and just rest the head onto the bed. It should feel really good. You should feel a lot of length in your spine here. Maybe a nice little stretch through the side and back of your body. Make sure to keep a nice soft bend in your knees. If you don't want to walk the knees out. And just take a couple of breaths here. And on your next inhale, we're gonna walk it back to a flat back. We're going to center the left hand right underneath your face. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, right arm comes between the left arm and the body. And just lower it down into a shoulder stretch, a assisted version of thread the needle. And that top arm, you can either leave it right here, you can stretch it out in front of you, or you can bring it around behind your back. Lots of options. And wherever you are, your next inhale, we're gonna gently make our way back up. We're gonna put the right hand where the left hand just was. Inhale the left hand up, and exhale the left hand through, threading the needle. Nice stretch in our shoulder. Again, this arm can stay right here, or you can stretch it forward or do a little bind. Gently make your way back up. Just taking a second to pause here and then exhaling, using the bed to assist you to do a forward fold. Maybe the head comes all the way down, maybe it doesn't. Maybe we're here on the forearms, maybe we're even here on the hands, just letting it go. Kind of experiment what feels good to you. Checking in that our deep inhales and deep exhales are still flowing and steady and deep and full. And then we're going to inhale it here, and then we're going to step the right foot back and then the left just a little bit and do kind of a downward dog type position here, but we're keeping it really narrow. So I'm not stepping my feet way back here. I'm still keeping them close enough that they can be planted firmly on the ground, just like this, and then on my exhale, I'm going to lower it down, just like this. So very similar to what we were just doing, but kind of exaggerating it a little more. And you might even be feeling a little stretch through your calves right now. Maybe not, maybe mine are just really tight. If your arms are straightened out like mine, you may be feeling a stretch between your shoulder blades as well. If that doesn't feel good, feel free to step your feet in a little more. Keep your arms bent, but still relaxing the head down. Next inhale, we're going to lift it up. Then we're going to bring your body forward. You want your hips to kind of aim for coming right here to the edge of your bed. And again, you can be doing all this on the floor. So we're going to come where hips are right here on the edge of the bed, and we're going to do a variation of a Sphinx. So we want our elbows right underneath our shoulders, really pressing your hips into the bed and letting your heels press down towards the floor. Engaging your abdominal muscles, belly button to spine and lift, engaging your quads, engaging your glutes. Just doing a little lift. Maybe the gaze comes up too. Just a nice gentle stretch here through the front of the body. Been doing a lot of forward folds. Now we're doing a little movement of our spine in the opposite direction so we can have some balance in our practice. Not like standing on 1 foot balance, like the other kind of balance. And then very slowly and gently, we're going to walk our hands underneath our shoulders and exhale it back into that position we were just doing before, the kind of version of a down dog that's assisted. And now if you're feeling okay and balanced through this, you can go ahead and stand up from here. If you want to be a little more gentle with how you stand up, step your feet in first, and then you can use your hands to assist you up, or if you're feeling okay to just rise up from here, that's okay too. And now what we're going to do, and again, you may want, if you have a chair, maybe you have a nightstand, you want to use it to assist you as we're going to lift our right foot up onto the side of the bed, just like this, foot down. And we're gonna lean it forward, just like this, kind of like a version of a runner stretch, just like this. And then on your exhales, sorry, I actually need to adjust my foot. You might want to put your foot up, step a little closer. And then we're gonna exhale, straighten the leg, the top leg, and bend it forward. Top of your body, and lean over that leg. Toes are pointed up. Inhale, I'm gonna come forward, lift the chest, bend the leg. And really make sure this right hip is pulling back as your left hip is pulling forward, and you should get a nice stretch through your left hip flexor. And then exhale, straighten the top leg. Inhaling forward, getting a stretch to that left hip flexor. Exhaling, straighten the leg, toes up. Bending over, get a nice stretch all through your hamstring when you do that, and maybe even into your calf muscle too. And you see right now, I have my leg back enough that my back heel is coming up as I do that, but if that doesn't feel good for your balance, you can always keep your leg a little closer. You don't have to straighten the leg all the way down. It can be more of a here. Just like this. You're still going to get a stretch. Just like that. Next time you come forward, very, very gently and carefully, keeping your hands on the bed or maybe on a chair or your nightstand. If you need the assist, we're going to lift the right leg and place it down, and we're going to switch it and do the same thing on the other side. So bring the left leg up. Now, inhale, look up, lean into it, get a stretch to that right hip flexor. And then exhale, and you probably are going to have to adjust to kind of figure out where your leg works on the bed. Exhaling, lift the toes towards the ceiling, straighten the leg. Inhaling, bend the knee, looking up. And just keep doing that motion on your own breath, whatever stance feels good to you. Again, you can be doing all of this on the ground. Feeling free to pause for more than one breath somewhere. Like if you're down here with your leg straight and you're like, you know what, my hamstring really needs this stretch right now, stay there for a couple breaths. You are totally allowed to do that. In fact, I absolutely encourage you to listen to what your body's telling you to do. That hamstring stretch is more calling to you today, then pause here. If you're here and you don't feel the hamstring stretch, like I said on the other side, really try dialing that left hip back as you press your right hip forward. And maybe you might need to consider stepping that leg back a little more if you're still not feeling that your hip flexor stretch. You might need to take your right leg, the leg on the ground, back a little more. And we're going to do one more. Next time your knee is bent, go ahead and whatever way you need to do it, carefully with control, lower your leg. We'll do one more stretch assisted on the bed, and then we're going to take it down to the ground and do a little relaxation, closing meditative pose. So we're going to do a pigeon variation here. There's a lot of different ways you can do this. You can, if you want to sit down and do this on the side of your bed like this, that'll work. If you want to sit down on the ground, which I'm just going to stay up here, so I'm going to lay down on the ground right now, and do it like this, you can do that. If you want to do it standing like this, I'm going to use the bed and bring it forward and relax the head down towards the bed. Feel a nice stretch through like the outside of your glute. And you can appear form a series like right here. You can also do this laying down on the ground, with belly facing the ground. So you do not have to be doing this on the side of the bed. So many ways to get this same stretch, which is awesome. And lots of options to choose from. I'm going to inhale it back up. Lower the right leg. Same thing on the other side, lifting the left leg. And again, maybe right here is all you need today. Maybe you have a chair here to support you. Or maybe you can fold over that front leg. I'm actually going to adjust my back leg a little bit. It was in a little too far. Next inhale, making your way back up. Bring the foot down to the ground. I'm going to come over here to my mat, and we're just going to do a couple gentle, we already did a few sitting down on the bed, but just a couple gentle twists. Okay, maybe starting here with our hands on our hips or down by our sides. Just doing these really, really small, gentle twists. A lot of people have lower back pain and stiffness. So this is just like a really gentle way to get some stretch in those muscles where a lot of that pain oftentimes comes from, which is, a lot of times it's like right here. So those muscles are really working when we do this and getting a nice little stretch. Maybe we can get rid of a little bit of that tightness. You can take these bigger if it feels okay for you, only if it feels okay. Just kind of twisting to one side, then the other. You can always bring the feet into it too, maybe turning the foot as you go. It's totally optional though. Just very gently. And a little motion into that lower back. And then next time you come through center, go ahead and pause. Take a deep inhale up. Maybe bring the hands and the gaze up. Exhale, hands through heart center. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Inhale it up. Exhale, hands through heart center. 1 more time. Inhale it up. On the exhale, we're gonna bring the hands all the way down through center to forward fold. And then from here, you can step it out into a down dog if you want, or you can just come straight down to your knees. I'm gonna step mine out into a down dog for just a moment. Bring the knees down to the ground and back up to make sure I'm still on camera. And we're gonna bring toes together, knees as wide as your mat for an extended child's pose. Bring the hips back towards the feet. And relax the chest and head towards the ground. Again, always an option to use blocks or pillows or a bolster or something here to rest your head or chest on, or to put behind your hips. Arms can be extended, it can be on your forearms, or using your hands as a pillow. And we're going to go ahead and close out our practice right here in this extended child's pose. Feel free to hang out here as long as you want. Maybe pause the video right now if you're not ready to end yet. But if you are, go ahead and follow me into a prayer hands, shark fin style. So we're going to bring the hands together over the head. You're going to kind of have your elbows down by the sides of your head, palms meeting over your head. Thank you so much for joining me for this gentle I am ready yoga practice. I hope to see you again very soon. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, please leave them. I am always happy to hear from people who are watching these videos, and I would love to hear what you would like to see for new content going forward. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste.